well, let's say the end of the album is visible at this point. Hi, today we're gonna listen to Fairy Tale. I didn't even remember there was a song named Fairy Tale by Galneryus. First of all, I wanted to mention real quickly that our trivia person here, I just called them trivia person, but we'll fix that right now. Well, I mean, at least Google Translate reads. Feel free to mention how you want to be called. At least they reminded us that there was a missing song called Serenade, which we also have to listen to before the Destiny album. And then there's also the Voices from the Past album, where I think I'm a bit ambivalent if we should listen to it now or not. I think we're gonna make a vote on this, but we're surely gonna listen to it at some point anyway. And yeah, I really think that was more than enough talk for the rest of 2026. Bro. Okay, there's the Brock coming in. Oh, I like that mood. When you find out the way, it's a day that you must receive the voice. You just know. Oh, the bass. I really love the mood from the piano here, and also how calm he sings. He's like thinking about things, looking at the stars, right? I mean, you see enough stars here to kind of be able to imagine this. Yamabi has done that more often in like earlier songs of Galneryus, where he went for that very uncharacteristically high sound in his voice, but I actually do think it sounds a bit better here. He has found a bit more balance in that tone, but that shouldn't distract from my main point. I really like the piano here. It reminds me of Final Fantasy soundtrack, like earlier Uematsu soundtrack, and I wouldn't be surprised either if there was some inspiration going on here, simply because first few album covers were made by Yoshitaka Amano, and we also had Shu mentioning that like video games were a somewhat big influence on the music in some way. I really like the bass here coming in, it's really cool. Have a bit of that floaty feel with the drums as well. I dig the proggy feel they're going here for as well with the guitar. Like, it's heavier than it should be in a song like this, and that's exactly what makes it interesting. Oh, the violence. Need to make this louder. Violence oftentimes add a lot to this, you know? That's why I really like violence. It has something sad about it, like almost aggressively sad. And this might be a night scene here at this point. Constantly carries this drama to it. That's what I like about these types of songs. And we know drama from Galneryus, right? But usually it's way more outgoing. This is a more slow, majestic type of drama. Oh, that wasn't the chorus. Circle of fifths stuff again. Yo, post-chorus, what's going on? Yo, chill out, man. So many phases going on here. Like, I thought the thing before was the chorus already, and I was wondering why that was so calm. There seemed to be a kind of like extended pre-chorus, then we had a chorus, and this seems to be a post-chorus type thing. Also, there was a little comment by Krabby404 who mentioned that this is a classic mellow feel with a beautiful melody, and yeah, that's definitely the case. Oh. Drums gaining a bit speed, I guess. And here we got a closure. Yo! Chill out! And here's a little motif again. What this is usually a nice setup for is like creating a really vivid scene, and also since it's moving rather slowly, they have a lot of like room for this. In the solo, it got really symphonic there for a section, and also how that progressed from slow to fast, you know? We just had this very slow melody on the keyboard. Right? Usually that would be almost boring, but it works here. I'm wondering how he plays those double notes. And how this develops. And this keyboard melody is played, you know, with a lot of, it uses a lot of the knob. It has a bit of this like twisted element, especially in the beginning, but then it switches through these different moods. The keyboard stays the same, but kind of the context in the background changes to something more uplifting. Here's a bit twisted with the guitar, right? But then it starts to rise up. And here we're hovering in the air a bit. And of course, the transition. The transition was more hype than the actual chorus. That's cool to me. The more slower halftime feel here. Well, that's really kind of a block, like how they're diffusing this rise up here. They're transitioning right to the next phase after this, but... But that's cool here. Yeah, of course, the backing vocals coming in. Okay, they're going for the repetition here. Oh. I would be surprised if Yuki didn't add a lot to this. Like, I mean, of course, he's playing a lot of that stuff in the background, which makes this feel the way it feels. There's really some passages which just scream Yuki to me. In a way, it feels like, as I mentioned before, we had that fairy tale-esque thing introduced pretty much in Alsatia / Cause Disarray, but there was always this conflict between the dark reality and the fantasy in which one wants to flee, right? There was a conflict. And this pretty much feels like a conclusion to all of this. We finally have found the full fairy tale aesthetic, right? There's not really a conflict in this, at least not in the way we had in Alsatia, for example. And this is why also it can really show with all of its full symphonic glory. I constantly have to think about stuff like Garden of the Goddess, where I would assume they're aiming for a similar type of aesthetic, like really roughly speaking, but it feels more integrated here. They're making a song called Fairy Tale, and they're really leaning into this. That's some real fairy. And those really hit now after the whole song. Today, I'm not expecting that many surprises, but let's just see. Indelible disgrace, nobody touch you, and you walk alone. When you find another way, it's the day that you must receive the voice. Okay, to be honest, that's already surprising for a song called Fairy Tale, sounding like that. Yeah, we have this thing of solitude here. That's pretty much resembling this guy like singing at the night sky. You just notice you have greed. Can you feel me? I wait for you. When you find another way, take hold of the flame and shine up your way. A bit scattered in my opinion. I might be wrong though. So wait a second. The voice received might be like something that reached down from the stars in the preceding song. We still have this disgrace thing. I think they're thinking of themselves as disgrace at this point. One trait which leads to that conclusion is the greed, which had been mentioned over past songs as well. Interesting to me is I wait for you when you find another way. So what I can imagine is a sort of necessary separation going on because there's just a clash, but I still wait for you when you have found, and I think like when I have found another way as well. We have to get back on our tracks again so we can meet again basically. A better way, it's always far away from us, but I don't give up pursuit. A fairy tale, it always heals your broken heart. No time to wait for you. It's even brought up here, and there is no better way in sight. We know there might be one, but we don't know what that better way looks like. Yet we keep trying to find it. And it's also coined as a utopian idea here. That might be the idea with a fairy tale. A fairy tale, it always heals your broken heart. So there is no element of frustration as we had before in Asatia and stuff, because this is supposed to be the utopian fantasy, which, if we remember it, like provides the hope to continue finding this better way, right? So that's why it has to be this perfect fairy tale, which is why the song is so consistent throughout. But there's also no time to wait for you. So this thing which constantly had been brought up, there is no time, we have to act now. Life just keeps coming and we have to just do what has to be done. And like, I can't wait for you at this point in time. We might meet again in the future. but for now, it just doesn't work. We have to move on. The smile never returns. You were discouraged, and you live alone. When you find another way, take hold of the flame and shine up your way. I mean, the fact that like this flame and shine up your way is mentioned, we have, of course, a sort of darkness, so we can imagine a night scene here, which I think it's not that typical. Like, if I would imagine a song called Fairy Tale, I would imagine something with daylight, but at least in the verses here, we certainly have a night scene. A better way, it's always far away from us, but I don't give up pursuit. Fairy tale, it always heals your broken heart. No time to wait for you. Oh, the days of glory won't return. Now you shed tears in silent night. Oh, the days of brightness won't return. Now the time to take the holy light. It's so shining bright. Your definite aim is here. You take the holy light. It's so shining bright. Your definite aim is here. We have scattered repetitions here. I don't know, is it like, yeah, here it already starts with the repetitions. Let me just check. I think that just like everything is repeated here, right? Yeah, this is an even more extreme repetition than we had in songs before. It's pretty much a mantra endlessly repeating at this point. And after that happens, I think if I remember correctly, right, this beautiful symphonic thing comes in. So like after we have remembered this idea and really have used it as a prayer in some way, I would assume, we're back on track, and it always heals your broken heart. This is the line, I guess, for that. Just let's look if here's something to get out of. Yeah, the days of glory won't return. We had a lot of stuff with like days of glory in the past albums. I think it's nice to look back at what we've listened to so far and the little like story beats and themes we had there. Now you shed tears in the silent night. All the days of brightness won't return. Memory, you know, that also what we had with shining moments. We have these bright memories which won't return. Or let's say we have like also a contrast, shining moments we remember in the past, and we also want to create those shining moments in the future, and there's a clash in some way. Now it's time to take the holy light, right? The days of brightness won't return. There's a clash. Those are those memories, those bright memories, but now we have to take the holy light. That's another type of light, but it is a certain optimism, I would assume. Your definite aim is here. That's connected with the holy light. Things are going separate ways. The memories are in the past. So they create this relationship here, like how this constellation looks like. Your definite aim is here. They know what they have to do, despite, you know, we have to go separate ways now and the memories are in the past and stuff. Everything is sorted out in a way. And this is the definite aim, I think, which is talked about here. Very nice. And of course, makes sense to place a song or to generally make a song in this album at the end of this album, right? Who wrote that? Was written by Yama B and Yuki. That makes a lot of sense. I sensed a lot of Yuki there, and the other half was Yama B. Yeah, I see that. So then, again, thanks for listening, thanks for commenting. Next time will be the last song, which is The Flag of Reincarnation. Excited to see how that will integrate certain things we had so far, or let's say which place they're gonna go with the last song of this album. So, hope to see you then. Bye!